I think that given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing. And therefore, that's what I'll do.
Certainly a big day today in New York. Governor Andrew Cuomo announced he will resign, leaving office in 14 days. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will take over after his resignation that could change the way politicians are being held accountable moving forward. Joining us right now at 6 is Dr. Matthew SCHMIDT. He is a University of New Haven associate professor and politics expert. Doctor, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
My pleasure, Mark.
I'm thinking you're probably not too surprised this happened, but it seemed to take a little longer than people thought, right?
I think it was faster in many ways, right? So we thought that this process was go on for a number of weeks, but yeah, I mean, we're fighting over small things here. Yes, it was certainly quick. And I think that shows, again, the power of what's going on to push a guy like Andrew Cuomo out.
When he gave his talk today, or his recorded comments, obviously he talked a lot about his history and how he was raised and things like that. Things have changed. Does this ultimately change how you go about being a politician if you're a male? You know, it's interesting to talk about the kissing and the hugging and all these things that he claims was normal. Is all that kind of gone?
It will always be here, but I think its fundamental acceptability has changed. I think this is really a different epoch now that we're in, right? The post-Cuomo epoch and the post-Trump one as well. You have two politicians that are vastly different in their politics, but very similar in their worldview, and how they go about meeting people and how they exercise power, what they try to do to get themselves out of jams and this kind of thing. And I think that's fast going away. It's being seen as not appropriate anymore. And that's going to change the kind of politician that comes up into these positions, especially the kind of male politician.
Obviously, he was hoping to run again and potentially, you know, kind of outdo his father when it came to how many terms in that. Does this change American politics in any way, do you think, for the long term for everybody?
I think it's one more example where the American system is finally giving women more and more agency. What you see here is the agency of women who were abused to stand up and to seek justice. You see a system that is providing some kind of a justice and forcing a resignation, not a prosecution yet or anything like that. And then I think you begin to see a system that is going to put women in the position of primary stakeholders instead of secondary stakeholders on all sorts of issues. Yes, family issues, but on roads and taxes and defense too. And I think we're moving into that point. We have different politics in front of us at this point in the country than we have behind.
Well, it's worth noting his replacement will be the first female governor of New York, so that's certainly a good thing. Dr. Matthew SCHMIDT from the University of New Haven, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We appreciate your time.
My pleasure.